Hey YouTube land, this is Tyconders there doing another action figure review. Well, actually, two action figures in one review, both based on the same franchise and both based off the same movie. So, you may be familiar with the company that does these. It is called Hiya Toys. They're most notably known for doing Alien figures, Predator figures, and they've done DC figures based on Injustice, I think it was. They did the Injustice figure line, all in 3 3/4 inch scale or 4-inch scale. So today I am reviewing their newest line that they're released, which is the Hiya Toys Robocop line. So now before I proceed, I'll just go on about the boxes. Now the reason I have two of these is this one is I'm not sure if you can see this. It's a SDCC, a San Diego exclusive one that was released through Big Bad Toy Store. And it's known as the Robocop 2 Kick Me edition. And if I just flip around the back of the box, you can see there's like Legalese Robocop 2 logo. The box actually, if I open up the box, it comes in a standard style blister card packaging. And it's inside a kind of display box. And if I flip around the back, you can see the images of the figure. In fact, it even says the name Robocop Kick Me on the back. Now, if you're wondering, if you're not familiar with Robocop 2 and you're wondering what it's all about, basically, it's going to be spoiler territory, but basically what happens is Robocop gets reprogrammed. He becomes more of sort of a pacifist style reprogramming, where he's not as, he doesn't take action straight on or, blow up the bad guys. He's all about, all the rules. They give him like, I think something like 1,000 extra directives instead of the 4 directives that he mainly has. And it basically screws with his programming. So when he's like, I think he sees a bunch of kids playing with a water hydrant, and he like basically turns off the water hydrant and starts talking to them about philosophy and stuff like that. And they're like, oh, they completely screwed him up. And one of the kids spray paints Kick Me on the back of his armor. So that's basically where that comes from. And then the other one is the standard release for Robocop 2, which again, similar packaging, pretty much the same idea as packaging. And the only difference is the coloration for the packaging is the standard Robocop blue, or the kind of standard Robocop one, and it shows an image of Robo walking past a destroyed police car. And on the back of the box for this one, it just shows images of this figure as opposed to the one from the Kick Me version. So overall, it's a pretty cool figure. But that's it for the packaging. Now again, before I proceed with the figures, just note that these video reviews are for collectors over the age of 13, just to abide by the COPA rules. And I'll start with this guy. So he has really nice paint applications. You can see he has some orange spray paint on his head, and then he has the Kick Me sign on his back. And then he comes with alternate hands. They both come with bases. Now, what's interesting is the Kick Me one has this kind of almost tram style base, where it has like, it looks like rails in it, whereas the other one doesn't have that. But they do have the same kind of H or I style connection points, so you can connect the 2 of them together. And if you have any of the previous bases from the Predator line, now I don't know where the ones for the Alien line is at the moment. They have like a sort of metal grid mesh pattern. These are the Predator ones. They have like a mud effect, so you can actually combine them with those ones. I know it looks a bit odd kind of going from concrete straight to mud, but they're done in a kind of universal style size, so all of these bases will connect together if you're collecting the different lines. So, and they have different points that you can connect them as well. So say for example, you want to have just break up your collection a bit and have Predator, you can have them all in a row and have Predator, Robocop, and say an alien if you have on one of the aliens. Unfortunately, I don't have one of the aliens handy to review or to showcase, but I do have one of the Marines, and I'll bring him in later at the end of this review. So, articulation points, they have both the same articulation. In fact, the figures are identical, except for a slight variation in paint apps. Mostly there's extra kind of purple washes in the standard one that aren't in the kind of the SDCC version. And then obviously the kick me sign, you can see there's slight variations on the chest plates. There's like a green with the metallic blue, so there's slightly different just paint apps between them, but overall it's the same figure. So I'll go through the articulation on one, and it's the same thing on both. So head is on a ball joint, so you get good left to right. You can rotate side to side, kind of tilt forward, back. Waist is on the double joint, so you have a waist joint just here and a waist joint you have an upper diaphragm joint and a waist joint, so you can rotate them that way. His arms have a slight butterfly joint, you can't really see it, but it does kind of hinge forward and back, and there's a hinge to go up and down. The arm can rotate all the way around. You can bend at the elbow. There is actually a double bend at the elbow, so you see there's a bend there, or there's the bend there to give him an extra bit of motion. It looks quite nice. Unfortunately, there's no swivel. I thought there was a swivel, but there doesn't seem to be, so there's no swivel in the elbow. He does have a hand on a ball peg. Now, this is the Tech 9 pistol that this version came with. My one for this guy seems a little bit melted on the back of it. I'll show you the one for the other guy. For the normal 2 version, it looks a bit better. The sculpt is a little bit cleaner. This one looks like it got a little bit melted when it was being produced. He does come with alternate hands. Now the hands he comes with defaulted, or he does have a peg as well, and he does have alternate hands. So he comes defaulted with these outstretched hands, or high five hands. For the Robocop Kick Me version, he comes with one trigger finger hand, and his Tech 9, he comes with a punch hand. Not sure if you can see that, but it's a enclosed fist. The rest of his articulation is a ball joint at the hip. So, and there's an upper thigh swivel, so you get forward or back. He can kick forward that much, kick forward back that much. He can't really do the splits because of the way he's designed. He has a single jointed knee, no swivel in that knee. He has a rocker peg or rocker joint for the ankle. Can go forward and back, and can go side to side, but I would stress being careful with the pistons. They might pop out or they might break, so just be super careful when you're posing them. But if you do just slightly, you can get some good poses with them. And as I said, he has the Tech 9 pistol. There is supposed to be a Robocop 1 version as well, as far as I know. I'm not sure if he got released yet. I haven't seen him released, but he's supposed to have the data spike hand, you know, the one that has a big spike that comes out of it. There's also a battle damaged version, I think, of Robocop 1, and I think there could be a battle damaged version of Robocop 2. So, for the standard Robocop 2, he comes with pretty much everything that the Kick Me 1 version has, except for the slightly different base. He does come with one extra accessory and one less accessory. So he comes with the trigger finger hand. Again, he comes with his big pointy or big outstretched high five hand. And he also comes with this. I have the hand attached to it, which is, I'm not sure if you can see that there, but what this is from Robocop 2, and it's Kane, the main bad guy from Robocop 2. It's his brain in a jar. And the reason it's in a jar or in a kind of a glass case is because they use him to become the second Robocop. And basically there's a big fight, you know, the usual kind of thing. And that's pretty much all that's left of him. So he comes with the same, that hand goes on the same side as the trigger finger hand. So it's a right hand. He doesn't come with the punching fist hand that the Kick Me version has. So that is one difference between them. Again, he has all the same articulation, same knee joints, same rocker ankles, shoulders, double joints at the elbow, no swivels on the elbow. Everything's the same. He's a little bit tighter than my other one, but he does look quite nice. And if you're wondering, he does stand quite nicely next to the old ED209 from the Kenner line. But fret not, Hiya Toys is actually doing a version of the ED209 that goes with this scale. It's due to be released, I think, next year or later this year, but there is one on the way. The only character I haven't seen them announced, and I'm hoping they will do it, is a Kane from Robocop 2. There is Robocop 3 versions coming with the jetpack and the alternate cannon hand. So there are those ones. The only one they haven't seemed to announce is Kane. And I do hope if they can do Kane and a few of the other characters, I'd love to see them do an Officer Lewis, Murphy's partner or Robocop's partner. So for another scale comparison, this is the police cruiser from the TV series line made by Toy Island. Actually, was it Toy Island? I'm pretty sure it was Toy Island. Let me just double check. It doesn't seem to have a make on it, but I'm pretty sure it was Toy Island made these. You can actually fit Robo into these, and it doesn't look too bad. I think because the original scale for these was going to be 4-inch, but they made Robocop taller than everyone else. But if you position them just right, you can get him to sit in the police cruiser, and he doesn't look too bad. Just move my thumb out of the way. He doesn't look too bad in it. Hence why I was kind of hoping they'd do a the partner figure, Lewis. I was hoping they might do her. Just for another scale comparison, if I just move him out of the way, or the car out of the way, here he is with the original Kenner line Robocop with the blasting cap action. You can see he's a good bit smaller than him. And here he is with the TV series Robocop that goes with that car line. So again, these two are around the same scale. He's a bit smaller. And if I bring in the Madigan figure, which is reused as a generic police officer, you can see she's actually smaller than the others. And she actually is about the same height as the Hiya Toys Robocop. And to bring in yet more figures, here is Hudson from the Colonial Marines line. There is, I think it's Boar Predator. I could be wrong. It's one of the Predators from the Predator line that they do. So he's unfortunately a little bit back heavy with his ankles. Doesn't want to stand up too well, but you can see him. He stands a little bit taller than Robocop, as he should be, because Predators are supposed to be taller than humans. As I said, unfortunately, I don't have any of the alien figures with me, but here is Armored Batman from the Spin Master line. It's the tactical suit, sorry, Batman from the bike. Here is General Hawk, sorry, from the Rise of Cobra toy line, the single-carded version. And here is one of the Fortnite figures that I have handy. So you can see Robocop kind of stands in scale with some of these. He is done in a 3 3/4 inch scale as opposed to 4 inch scale, so he's a tad smaller than certain figures. But overall, he looks pretty sweet. And then just for one more thing that I will bring in. Also, well, I do have two things. I have tried him in this. This is the Kenner style Robo 1 police cruiser. He looks like a child driving a car in this. If I get him into a seated position and pop him in, you'll see he looks minuscule inside in this. because it's so far down. You can barely see him. He looks like a child driving a car. And the last thing I will bring in is I have it handy, and it's again from that TV series line. It's one of the Hummer vehicles. He will fit into that. I did get my other one into it. He looks a tad small in it, but not too bad. That's like, this is around the same size as one of the G.I. Joe Hummers, so hence why I was thinking it was originally designed to be a smaller scale, and then the upscale Robocop when they did this line. So some of the vehicles may fit, some of them don't. So there you go, guys. A quick video review for Robocop 2, Hiya Toys, Robocop 2, well, Robocops, Robocop 2. I do like this figure. I do wish it had elbow swivel, just to get him a bit more kind of posing on it. But overall, he's quite nice. He's quite articulated. He's probably one of the best articulated Robocops out there in this scale. And just before I finish my review, I did forget to bring in the tape measure. As you can see, he stands just around the 4-inch mark, as does the other one, because they're basically the same mold. But overall, quite nice figures. I do recommend picking them up if you can get them. Big Bad Toy Store has pre-orders on nearly the whole line of them. I got this guy from a local retailer here in Ireland. They got this guy in. I got this guy from Big Bad Toy Store. So I will try and put links in the description of the video below. And as I say in my videos, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Cheers, guys.